Hello, Sir friends. My name is Bella Shafira from Management International class. In this video, I will answer the midterm exam question. Let's start from the instruction first. The question consists of three sections. Part A related to our activity in Zoom meeting, and Part B deals with OB theory, and the last is Part C deals with videos of OB. Part A. Please answer the following question in full. Number 1. How often do you attend lecture via Zoom? Why? Uh, for this question, I always attend the OB course and never absent. We study through the Zoom application. Why I attend this lecture? Because I think OB is very important to study for me who takes the HRM concentration. And as we know, OB it is a compulsory subject. Number 2. What topics have you learned from the books for 6 OB meetings, and what can you get from the topics cover? The book I study in OB course is Organizational Behaviour, second edition by Terry S. Kendora. What I get from this book is I got the knowledge that is OB is defined as the study of individuals and their behavior at work. As we know, uh, it is about a multidisciplinary and multi-level research area that draws from applied psychology, communication, cultural anthropology, and sociology. And we know too, OB was born from human relations that have been found by the Hawthorne studies. The Hawthorne studies were two studies conducted by Australian-born psychologist Elton Mayo at the Western Electric Company near Chicago. And then we move to part B. Provide complete answer to the following question. Number 3. What is OB according to 5 experts? Why is OB important in a company? First is definition from Khairul Umam 2010, 2010, 330. Organizational behavior is a field of study that studies the impact of individuals, group, and structure on behavior in an organization with the intention of applying knowledge about this thing for the improvement of organizational effectiveness. And the second one is from Timothy A. Judge, 2008, 11. Organizational behavior is a field of study that investigate the influence of individuals, group, structure on behavior in organization, which aim to apply this kind of knowledge to increase the effectiveness of an organization. And then definition from Toha 2014, number 5. Organizational behavior is a study that concerns aspect of human behavior in an organization or a certain group. And then we have a definition from Samsir Torang 2012, number 112. Organizational behavior is a study of what people do in organization and how this behavior affect organizational performance. And the last is definition from according to Andre 2008. OB is a study of human behavior in organization. An organization is a group of individuals who are coordinated to work together on an ongoing basis in order to achieve common goals. And for why is OB important in a company, I think because as we know, OB help us develop an understanding of the aspect that can motivate employees, improve their performance, and help organization or companies to build strong and trusting relationship with their employees. And we know too, the study of organizational behavior provide insight into how employees behave and work in the workplace, and also it makes easy to achieve company goals. Number 4. Moods differ from emotion in 3 main ways. Where they explain them. I think a mood are different from emotion in 3 main respects. First is from emotion are about something specific, such as a person or situation, but moods are much more diffuse with no identifiable object. A mood is a general feeling, not a reaction to a particular situation. And then moods tend to be much more long lasting, going for hours or days, whereas an emotion may only last minutes. And then the last is moods are not as intense as emotion, which can be strong feelings such as exhilaration, terror, or despair. In contrast, you might not be consciously aware that you are in a good or bad mood until you reflect on your response to the situation. And then we move to the number 5. What is the relationship between behavior and performance in the organization? Give an example of your explanation. Uh, I think the relationship between behavior and performance within the organization is that behavior greatly affects someone's performance, because, as we know, if we have bad behavior, the performance result can be bad too. It will have an impact on our organization if an organization have a member who is irresponsible uh, behavior in the organization, and it will have a devastating effect and can affect how people perceive our organization. For example, we can know that if we have a bad attitude in speaking, and then acting, and then we as employee in one organization, and then when we interact with other employee, or we have interact with the our boss or our manager, our bad language, our bad language of the body or language of the word, it can it can influence the performance our it can influence the behavior of us. Like, if we employees in our organization have arbitrary behavior and are behind perfect result, and then the organization can fall apart, and what is even more bad, worse, if it is witnessed by the wider community, and people will label us all, or give the stereotype for us as a bad people. And then we move to the next. Mention the 9 sources of emotion and mood and explain them. Emotion and moods can be caused by many reasons. First is about day of the week or time of the day, because, as we know, if we have gauge by know that people tend to be in their worst moods early in the week and in their best mood late in the week, Monday morning is therefore not the best time to reveal bad news or ask someone for a favor. And then they are related about weather. Have you heard of illusory correlation? It is the tendency of people to associate two events when in reality there is no connection. And many people think, but the weather has a little influence on our mood. And then stress. Oh, stress can affect our moods and emotion negatively. And we know that the effect built over time and constant level of stress can worsen our mood and emotion. And then personality. As all individual, we must have built-in tendencies to experience certain moods and emotion more frequently than others do. We also differ in how intensely we experience the same emotion, and then experience good and bad moods and emotion more deeply, while those who are effectively intense. And then sleep. I bet that sleep is by for your favorite search, because, as we know, if you are tired, you are more likely to feel fatigue, anger, hostility, and therefore it can impair decision making and make it difficult to control emotion. And and then they are from social activities. As we know, positive mood seeks out social interaction. For most social activities increase positive mood and have little effect on negative mood. Physical, informal, and epicurean activities are more strongly related to positive moods than formal and sedentary even. And then there are exercise. Uh, in fact, exercise enhance our positive mood. This is especially good for depressed people. And then from age 2, negative emotions seem to occur less as people get older because they are more adult, and then highly positive moods last longer for older individuals, where bad moods fade more quickly than for younger people, and emotional experience improve with age. And then gender. As we know, women are more emotionally expressive than men because they display more frequent expression of positive and negative emotion except anger. They experience them more intensely and hold on to emotion longer than men. And this is because men are taught to be tough and brave, and women are social and nurturing, so they show more positive moods. And then we move to the next number is number 7. How does personality influence the employee's performance at work? Explain your answer supported with its journal. So personality, as we know, it affects all aspect of a person performance, even how he reacts to situation on the job. Not every personality is suited for every job position, so it's important to recognize personality trait and pair employees with the duties that fit their personality the best. And personality can be seen as the motor which drive behavior and also can lead to increased productivity and job satisfaction, helping our organization to function more efficiently. Next number. There are many ways to measure personality, but psychologists have mostly given up on trying to divide humanity neatly into type. Instead, they focus on personality trait. The most widely accepted of these traits are the big five. A. Explain the way how to measure personality, and then what is personality trait, and what is the big five. Explain and give the example. First is how to measure personality. To study personality scientifically, we must first be able to measure it, of course. And how do psychologists deal with this issue? Of course, first is self-report test of personality. We give questionnaire and inventories, and also projective measure of personality. And then we have other measure, behavior observation, interview, and also there are biological measure in this measurement. And then personality and health. In this measurement, they are the type A behavior pattern, sensation seeking, and longevity. And the last is personality and behavior in work setting. And then we move to the point B. This is about what is personality trait. As we know, personality measurement carried out by researchers use five personality trait or big five personality trait with personality dimension, namely agreeableness, conscientiousness, extraversion, openness to experience, and last is neuroticism. Personality traits reflect people characteristics pattern of thought, feelings, and behavior. Personality trait imply consistency and stability. It means someone who score high on a specific trait, like extraversion is expected to be sociable in different situations and over time. And we move to the point B is about the big five. They are first is conscientiousness. As we know, there are the tendency to be careful. We have to on time for appointment, to follow rules, and to be hardworking. Like example, we never late, and then we are organized people, and then hardworking, neat, persevering, and self-discipline. And then extraversion, and that tendency, we have to be sociable, and then talkative, and to enjoy others. Like we have dominant style. Like example, we are active, and then optimistic, and then we are affectionate, and then also there are openness, and that tendency, the appreciate new art, and then we have the feelings, behavior, and we always give our ideas or our argument and values. The example is like this: if we are untraditionally, and then we are always curious, imaginative, and also we are enjoy seeing people with new type of haircut or hairstyle, and then fashion style, like this. And then there are agreeableness. In this tendency, we motivated to be agree and go along with others rather than to assert one's own opinion and choice. The example is like this: we are helpful, good nature, forgiving, and also we are agree with other about political opinion, something like that. And last is neuroticism. The tendency of neuroticism is we frequently experience negative emotion, such as we easy to worry, we easy to sad, we easy to anger. For example, is we are insecure, and then feeling inadequate, or we are always worry about little things, something like that. And then we move to the next number. What are type A and type B personality? First, we're talking about the type A. The hypothesis described type A individuals as ambitious, and then outgoing, rigidly organized, impatient, anxious, proactive, and then highly status conscious, and last is concerned with time management. People that have type A personalities are often high achieving workaholics. I mean, they push themselves with deadline, and then had both delay, and then ambivalence. And people with this type 2 experience more job related stress and less job satisfaction. And then the type B. Type B personality, as we know, is a behavior pattern that is lacking in type A behavior. Because A B personality is continuum where one either leans to be more type A or non-type A, or means type B. And type B personality in definition are noted to live at lower stress level. They typically work steadily, and then may enjoy achievement, although they have a greater tendency to disregard physical or mental stress when they do not achieve. And when faced with competition, they may focus less on winning or losing than their type A personalities counterpart, and more on enjoying the game regardless of thinking they are win or loss. And then the last is they are linked in this question. They are about test yourself psychiatrist. How does your behavior influence your study or your work? And ask two of your friends to take this personality test. How are their score, and describe their behavior based on their scores. How do you manage their behavior at work? So actually, when I open this link, I got number 43 is about snapshot report. uh, in this test, they are considered I'm a impatient people or irritability people. irritability person. And in this report, they told to me that I have interaction with other well generally characterized by warmth and tolerance, and also at times tinged with impatience and hostility. So when I'm stressed or frustrated, I can lash out at others or end up stewing in anger or frustration. Even a moderate score may put at risk, because this aspect of the type A behavior pattern, or we call TABP, and cannot only be extremely harmful to relationship, and also it is also very damaging to your health, because as we know, originally it was thought that global TABP was the culprit in coronary heart disease. Research now shows that hostility, impatience, and the other related traits are likely to real source of the problem. Based on your result here, they said that I may be at an increased risk of heart disease. Oh my god. Keep in mind, however, that there are other causes are related to the TAB, such as poor diet, lack of exercise, and smoking, among other things. And I asked two friends from two result of tests from two my friends. They have the same uh, report. They are considered as the impatient person or irritability person, but just different number. And then we move to the last part C. Question related to the video. Open this link and watch this video. So Mr. Adi give me two link video on YouTube, and then I have to answer the question. First question is, what are the first and the second video about? After you watch this video, the first video, you can know that the first video talk about the process of constructing perception in human mind. And for the second video, we know that this video talking about the definition of perception. And as we know, this is it proves that perception is just an illusion, and it can also constructed from the game of our mind. And then we move to the number two. Who are the speaker in this video? For the first video, we know that the speaker is Emily McWorthy. And for the second video, we know the speaker is Wings Education. And then number three, what do the speakers explain to you in this video? What I got from this video, what explanation from the speaker. The first video, they are explained to me that perception is just how we make sense of things actually, because as we know, how we interpret our word, how we judge things, each person has different frame of reference that is based on the background, culture, environment, and all of those factors become the reason why misunderstanding perception is such a common case. And we know that each person is coming from different experience and background. There are three process of perception. There are selection, organization, and interpretation. In other hand, the second video talked to me about how humans usually and generally are trying to see things in continuation. So the speaker suggests us to think twice before perceiving anything, because we have to think whether it is true, or is it just a game or illusion that we met in our mind. And then we move to the number four. What can you get from watching two videos? What I got from watching these videos: one, I have become more understand about what is the real definition of perception, and then how we learn and or we understand that perception as a part of our mind illusion. And also, perception can based on our environment actually, and then from based on background, culture, And also this video give the explanation of how perception is basically are just based on each of our personal thing. And misunderstanding and error in communication is such a common thing actually, and that happen because we have different perception. And the last is how important is perception to employees and to company. So from all the explanation that I got from the video, we can make conclusion that perception to employees and the company is really really important, because as we know, to maintain perception, both of employees and companies should be together, open, and keep the effort to try understanding others. And if the both parties are having different perception toward things and don't communicate it well, then it could be lead to conflict. And by maintaining perception, we know that it will decrease conflict and make the relationship between both parties to be to become more harmony. That's all from me. I'm so sorry if I have bad English or bad explanation, but I hope all the thing that all on all my answer from this question can be beneficial for all of us. Thank you so much for the attention. See ya.